It has emerged that as the United States prepares to commence the withdrawal of its troops from Niger, in a move that will succeed its ongoing exit strategy talks with members of Niger's ruling CNSP, Ivory Coast might be the next destination of some of those forces leaving Niger. This is going by the recent security-related developments in West Africa, which have made it clear that the United States Department of Defense is seducing Ivory Coast to not only strengthen its ties and security partnership, but is also seeking to establish a military base in the West African country. We say this because, as Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations and Low-Intensity Conflict, Honorable Christopher Maier, and Lieutenant General Dag Anderson, who is the Director of Joint Force Development, were engaging Nigerian authorities in follow-up talks on the troops' withdrawal process on April 29, 2024. A set of other crucial high-level talks were being held in Ivory Coast, with the commander of the U.S. Africa Command, General Michael Langley, leading the talks on the American side. General Langley, who had traveled to Abidjan on April 28, in the company of Sergeant Major Michael Woods, who is Pentagon's Senior Noncommissioned Officer, met the Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara at the Presidential Palace in Abidjan on the Monday of April 29, and while at the Presidential Palace, they participated in high-level discussions with the Ivorian head of state, whose side also had the presence of the Chief of General Staff of the Ivorian Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Lassina Doumbia. And an update from the same had it that their talks were mainly on the strengthening of security ties in the field of intelligence and training, and that it highlighted the common commitment by both the United States and Ivory Coast to regional stability and security cooperation. However, local and international media outlets reported that during their talks, the AFRICOM boss advocated for the opening of an American military base in Ivory Coast, for ease of the U.S. military carrying out counter-violent extremist organizations' operations in partnership with Ivorian military, and other security-related operations. And before we proceed, this is what he had to say in a media briefing.
You know, coming here as the commander of U.S. AFRICOM, it was an honor to be able to meet with the president this morning.
Il y a de cela 9 mois, j'étais ici et nous avons eu
9 months ago, I was here, and we had to talk about security issues with Côte d'Ivoire, and today, if I came again, it is to be able to strengthen our relations, and also to allow us to be able to have more information, or better help Côte d'Ivoire to resolve these security issues that reign in the sub-region. And one of the reasons why I am still here is also to congratulate Côte d'Ivoire for this beautiful organization, this successful organization of the African Cup of Nations, and not only the beautiful organization, because it must be said that there were more than 2 billion football viewers around the world, but what we are happy about is the fact that Ivory Coast won this cup.
It was an example of the people of Côte d'Ivoire and being able to show security, but also bring happiness. And I say happiness because Côte d'Ivoire won the cup.
Anyway, Ivory Coast already has a French military base, and as the United States faces a hostile environment in the Sahel region, it seems to be changing strategy to reposition itself in the West African region, and therefore Ivory Coast could become home to its new base. And another West African country that might become a host of a new U.S. military base in the near future is Mauritania, where there have lately been talks between Washington and Nouakchott on such a partnership.